Hey guys, welcome to Insights with Anastasia. Today we're going to start my Python series where we will do portfolio project using Python language. And obviously I'm gonna focus on marketing analysis since this is the area that I work in. So for this, our first portfolio project, I'm going to use bank marketing campaign dataset. I will link all the sources and all the links below so you can do the same, find the same dataset and also the notebook that I am sharing during this video. The goal for this Python series is to equip you with the bunch of tools and bunch of tactics that you can do in Python. Okay, let's start this analysis with just looking at the data set and understanding what this data set contains. So as you can see here, the data set is related with the direct marketing campaign of a Portuguese banking institution. So we have columns information, we have different attributes of our consumers, and the key thing that we're gonna use is the last column, which is the Y column. This column has the client information about whether the client subscribed to our term deposit or not. And there is like a binary answers yes or no. So for this analysis, we have a particular business request. So we need to explore this data set and find audiences that are most likely to convert. This is our goal. Okay, let's start with the loading our data set, and this is nothing new for you, but for those who just starting learning Python, I would go back and here's the hidden column, here's the hidden code here. And before you start working with the Python, you need to import your libraries. So for this project we need to import NumPy as NP. This is basically the linear algebra. Import pandas as PD and import matplotlib pyplot, which we're going to use for this analysis as PLT. And then just follow along with what I have here. Okay, now we want to look at our data set. For this, we will use the head function. Here we're looking at our data set. We have all of our columns here, and our last column is going to be our output, which is, you see the Y column, some of the no answers there. Let's get to the data transformation. So before we start working with our data set, we need to transform some of the data. So as I already showed you, our Y column has no and yes. So we do need to transform these answers because in this format, it is not really very helpful for us to have yes and no. We need to have numeric values there or binary values 1 and 0 to help us calculate our conversion rate and help Python easy understand what it's been hidden in this data set that we're trying to uncover. Okay, so for the data transformation, we will use lambda, which is basically a quick one-line function for simple tasks. For example, in our case, we will create a new conversion column, and we will use already existed Y column and then apply lambda x, and we will input 1 if x equals yes, and all other cases, which is no, we will have 0. And then we will just again look at that to see how it changed. We see that our conversion column has been appended to the table. We also still have our Y column, and as you can see here, if it's no, it equals 0. Now we're gonna do what we're gonna do now. We're going to calculate our conversion rate, total conversion rate. So basically, just for those who are not really familiar with the conversion rate, this is something that is very broadly used in marketing. It shows the effectiveness of your marketing efforts. So it tells you what is the percentage of people who interacted with your marketing campaigns, marketing materials, did take a desired action. So to calculate conversion rate, we usually take the number of conversions divided by total number of interactions to understand how many conversions we have. We will use this sum to calculate the conversion, and then to calculate the total number of clients, we will just use this df shape to find the number of rows in a data set. What we're gonna do now, we're going to use the same data that we highlighted above. We're gonna print this data, but just for us to understand what we're gonna print, we will use some of the additional information for the print statement. And here, for example, we're gonna print what is the total number conversion and what is the kind of number of rows. So for example, when we hit run, we will get the total conversions 8640 out of 41,188. This is a really good way for us to structure like our output, and also, for example, if we're going to share this information with our stakeholders or other analysts, it's just easy for us, for everyone to understand. Then we will will calculate the conversion rate, and as I said before, we'll calculate the conversion rate by dividing number of conversions by the total number of clients or rows in this case, and we will get our conversion rate 11.27%. This is pretty good already. We know our total conversion rate, which is great. Now, sometimes when we get the total conversion rate is perfectly fine, but this is not actionable for us. We want to look deeper and kind of double click into different variables, different information that we have. And for example, right now we're going to work on conversion rate by age. So we will look what is the different ages, what is their conversion rate, and how we can use this information to help our business to improve their marketing campaigns. What we will do here, we will use a Python group by function to group the information by age, and then we will calculate conversion rate, and we'll print what we got. So we already see some differences in conversion rates. We see some ages have a higher conversion rate, but again, it's really difficult to spot any trends when we look at the table. So we will try to visualize that, and this is a very, very good way to explore as well. So we usually use visualizations not only for presenting information, but also for kind of exploratory analysis, just to explore and help us understand the data and uncover the insights. As our customers age, we see a higher conversion rate. We have a little bit of a noise going on here. It's probably because we don't have enough sample size across this customer base, and that's why we have kind of different kind of noises here. So to help us with this noise and just to help us get a better picture of our performance by age, I'm gonna use conversion rate by age. So I'm gonna group some of the ages and calculate conversion rate again. So we will have our lambda function again here, and after that I will calculate conversion rate and print what we got. So you see I have conversion rate by age groups. I would love to look at this information in a more visual format as well. So what I'm gonna do here, is I'm going to create a visual. So for the custom sort, I'm going to use our additional line of code which help us to structure and sort our data. And we will have our conversion rates by age groups right here. So it's already looking good. You can see that we have our highest conversion rate for 60 to 70 and 70 plus. We also have a pretty high conversion rate for our younger consumers, 18 to 30. So this is something we definitely want to focus on in our marketing strategy, and we want to communicate that to our marketing team. As we looked for age groups, we also noticed that we can maybe double click again and look at the age group and marital status together to be like a laser focused, to make sure we can kind of get more information and create some custom audiences for our marketing campaign. Now again, we're gonna use our favorite group by function and group by age group and marital status. And then again, we will calculate the conversion rate. Okay, again, we have this beautiful table here, which is not really readable. So we're gonna go ahead and create a chart. Again, this is a similar approach here. I just want us to have like a age group sorted a certain way. So I will use this line of code to help us with that. And then we can have our visual here. Looking at the chart here, obviously we have our highest performance, highest conversion rates across our older audiences, and we see that these audiences have the highest conversion volume coming from married people. So for example, if you want to do some like targeting in social media or any type of communication, marketing communication, we probably want to reach out to married people because they are the biggest contributors to our business. And then look into our young consumers, our potential, we will see that for them, it's actually being single is our biggest contributor of conversions. And if you think about it, it just like makes sense. Like you have our younger consumers, younger than 30, they're probably still not thinking about creating a family, they're not married, they study, they just start their career. So it makes sense that the most majority of the audience, young audience, is still single. Once we have this piece of information, this is already enough for us to come up with some key takeaways and recommendations for our business. So as I said, we did have some of the differences in age, conversion rate differences in depending on age. We noticed that customers 60 plus has the highest conversion rates, and this is highlights a strong performance for secure investment options in these demographics. But also there are younger consumers, 80 to 30 age group, also shows a strong propensity for term deposit, indicating a potential market for early investment planning. And again, looking at the younger consumers, we saw that our young singles are a prime target, and for the older consumers, and again, this is a married couples who shows the consistent interest in our products. As I already mentioned, targeted strategies are essential here. So if you're not going to like use broad targeting, but do the segmented targeting, focusing on our key consumers with the highest with the highest conversion rate, you will probably get more with less money. And again, last point that I added here is the potential for younger markets. So the age group 80 to 30 having a high conversion rate. This is which is points to a potential market that could be further developed, and marketing should be done to understand why this group converts well and how to increase that number. So again, this is just the tiny highlights that you can get from this kind of 5-minute analysis, but this is something that can be super valuable for your business, and this is something that your future employers are looking for in your resume. So I highly recommend you go and explore this notebook, explore the data set. You can add any other data cuts and any other information that you want to explore more, build more visuals, do more cuts, combine some of the age, marital status, and something else from the data. For example, let's see what else we can do. We can use education, we can use housing. You can also use job title. This will give you understanding how different uh, job titles converts, where you have the highest conversion rate, and how you can tailor your marketing communication based on this all information. Let me know how you like this analysis. If you have any questions or if you want to know more about this data, please feel free to reach out. I really would love some feedback on that because I know doing portfolio projects can be difficult and can be challenging. So if I can do something to help you with that, I would be very, very happy. All right, guys. Thank you again and see you in my next video. Bye.